On July 13th, 2026, Steam's community market page for a Rust Metal Facemask skin says verbatim that there are no active listings for this item. At the same time, 1,646 requests to buy sit at $1,999.42 or lower. That is what over $1,000 looks like when nobody is selling. The skin is called Punishment Mask. People search most expensive rust skin, punishment mask price, and rarest rust skins, and they land on the same object, a craftable cosmetic with a four-figure buy wall and an empty sell side. The high price is obvious on the ticker. The open question is how a 2016 weekly store workshop skin ends up with frozen float and a buy ladder that treats a digital mask like a blue chip commodity after nearly a decade of store churn. November 21st, 2016 at 8:40 in the morning, a creator named StabbyMcStabface posts a Steam Workshop item titled 4 Deuces Skull Mask, Workshop ID 803894027. It is tagged as a Metal Facemask skin and clocks in at 1.302 megabytes. The workshop page states that the item has been accepted for Rust. In the creator's own words, the description opens, based on the popular Deuces 4 skull worn by Navy SEALs, this is hand-drawn on my Wacom, yeah, I suck, and carved to look like something that would fit within the world of Rust. Wear it and kill some Rust terrorists. Rust Help records the wait to be accepted as 9 days, 8 hours, and 19 minutes. SCMM independently records about 1 week and 2 days. Both fit a post on November 21st and a store release on December 1st, 2016. December 1st, 2016. Facepunch sells the skin through the Rust item store under a different economy name, Punishment Mask. Rust Help puts it in store rotation number 230. SCMM lists release date Dep 12/2016. Asset definition D 20044. Workshop W 803894027. The item is marketable, tradable, and marked as a commodity. Steam's market description stays plain years later. This is a skin for the Metal Facemask item. You apply it when you craft the item in-game. What is not on the public record recovered for this story is the original item store list price in dollars, or the exact number of hours or days the skin sat on the shelf. Those numbers were not recovered from a primary Facepunch or Steam archive. What is on the record is a short store life that did not return as a restock, and the creator's public account of what happened next. On the workshop page, under a note to aftermarket folks, the creator explains the scarcity. In the creator's own words, Gary accepted this skin, but after a complaint from another skinner about it being a ripoff of the Punisher mask, it's not. It's the 4 Deuces seal logo, which Marvel did not and does not own, nor can they trademark as a skull is a part of the human anatomy, took it down a short time later. That is the creator's stated reason. No public Facepunch legal statement recovered here confirms copyright infringement, trademark ownership, or a studio legal finding. A secondary SVG summary later said the seller pulled the item. That framing sits next to the creator's wording that Gary took it down, so the two accounts stay attributed separately rather than merged into one fact. The creator also gives a sales number. Exact words, the skin ended up selling 300 copies, making it exceptionally rare. That 300 figure is the creator's workshop claim. SVG and other listicles later repeat it. It is not an audited Facepunch sales dump. The line that holds is that the creator says about 300 sold. Then the market claim, still in the creator's voice, most people who do own it won't sell it, but if it does appear on the market, it can go for $1,000 and up. Personally, I think that's insane, but if you invest in skins like stocks and do see it cheap, well, go for it. And the royalty line, exact, P.S. I make no money from aftermarket sales, so I get nothing out of this save for the sheer joy of knowing I made one of the most expensive skins in the game entirely by accident. LOL. Holders who refuse to list, buyers who bid 4 figures, and skeptics who call the price insane, including the person who drew the skin, all sit in the same note. Later, the same workshop page displays Steam's standard removal banner. This item has been removed from the community because it violates Steam community and content guidelines. It is only visible to you. The date of that Steam action is not public in these sources. The specific guideline is not explained. What is clear is that the economy item remains marketable on the Steam community market while the workshop page shows that Chrome. The structural point is simpler than the IP argument. A short store window that never returns as a restock freezes the float. Weekly store churn keeps adding other skins. This one does not restock. Cool art can pull demand, and frozen circulation is what keeps the sell side thin. By February 5th, 2021, Brandon Morgan, writing for SVG, puts Punishment Mask near the top of the most expensive skins in Rust. SVG says it is very likely the most expensive, most popular, and rarest of all in-game skins available in Rust. SVG notes the workshop name for Deuces Skull Mask by StabbyMcStabface, the rename to Punishment Mask, and that its influence stemmed from US Navy SEALs, not Marvel's The Punisher, language that matches the creator's own attribution rather than a court finding about Marvel. At SVG's Snapshot, the mask currently sells for between $1,500 and $1,600 on any given day, with players typically lining up to buy the mask for over $1,000, and only a handful available at any given time, all selling for more than $1,500. 3 days later, SVG's gaming-wide piece restates that Punishment Mask routinely sells for over $1,500, and at that writing lists only 4 Punishment Masks available for sale, none under $1,500. Most expensive is a moving market ranking. In 2025, Cobalt Labs' top 15 expensive Rust skins list still puts Punishment Mask in the $3,000 Munch Killer $1,500 to $2,000 band, with high demand, very low circulation. On that same list, Metal Tree Door sits at number 1 around 1,800 plus, and Punishment Mask at number 2. Rankings move list to list and week to week. In June 2026, Skinsbook's The Most Expensive Rust Skins article, posted June 19th, updated June 25, places Punishment Mask first with a public range from $1,660.38 to $2,090.74. Skinsbook attributes value to discontinued availability, limited market supply, and strong collector demand. The FAQ still treats the mask at over $1,500 as remaining the most expensive skin in their framing, while also noting peers, Alien Relic SMG, Metal Tree Door, Undead Door, can compete depending on the market. On the research day of July 13th, 2026, Steam itself shows the empty sell side again. There are no active listings for this item. Buy side, 1,646 requests to buy at $1,999.42 or lower. The visible top of the ladder steps through $1,999.42, $1,997.91, $1,997.9578, $1,990, then $1,988.26, then $1,987.69 or less for the bulk of the stack. SCMM matches that buy wall and reports zero supply on the market. On inventories it monitors, SCMM has detected at least 76 copies in circulation, a lower bound, not a full census. SCMM's own language says the database is not comprehensive and there are always more copies it does not know about. Third-party boards on the same pass quote higher when stock exists. CS.deals at $2,499.99, Skinport at $3,200.86 with a stock indicator of 1 on the SCMM page at Fetch. Rust Help shows a dynamic Steam figure around $2,072.06 in the same period, and structured offers including Rust skins at $2,379.99, plus the same CS.deals and Skinport numbers. For scale only, another Metal Facemask skin, Big Grin, on the same sourcing pass showed 8 for sale starting at $1,349.99 and 1,277 buy requests at $1,100.03 or lower. SVG in 2021 had priced Big Grin around $680 to $700. Those are parallel limited face mask blue chips, with no sourced claim that one caused the other's price. Workshop stats on SCMM's Snapshot still show 4,736 votes at 97% approval, 1,108 favorited, 67,595 workshop views, and 30 current workshop subscribers. The economy object and the workshop page have lived different public lives. So why does a punishment mask still clear 4 figures years after store rotation 230? The structure is documentable without inventing a single villain. Supply left a short item store window and never returned as a restock. The creator's public note claims about 300 copies sold and says most owners will not sell. Market pages years later often show thin or zero sell listings while buy orders stack near $2,000. Collectors hold, buyers bid, skeptics, including the creator, call the price insane. Press listicles keep ranking the mask among the most expensive rust skins, then reshuffle the crown when a door or an SMG spikes. After years of weekly store churn, most skins stay replaceable. This one is a frozen float on a commodity market for a craftable face mask cosmetic. Steam still calls it a skin you apply when you craft the metal face mask in game. People care about cosmetics every week. The part that still lands is a wall of buy orders at nearly $2,000 with no active listings. The cold arithmetic of limited circulation meeting collector demand when the store never puts the mask back on the shelf. 1,646 people still have a bid in the queue. Nobody is selling into it.